You need to find me the person who started this whole everything happens for a reason campaign and bring them to me. Because what was the reason? What was the reason? Everything happens for a reason. No, it fucking doesn't. And I think that is better information than any of the platitudes we tend to whisper over hurting hearts and bodies. And I know that when people say everything happens for a reason, I know they mean well. I know they're trying to make you feel better. But honestly, if you put on your spectacles, if you put on your glasses, you will see that it's an indirect way of glorifying suffering. It's a way of asking people, whether you mean it or not, you're asking people to be grateful for suffering. You're not making space for grief. You're not making space for anger. You're not making space for reality. And there's something insidious about telling people that everything happens for a reason. Because if something happened to them for a reason, it means that they have been singled out. Pay attention. They have been singled out by something bigger than them for that thing to happen to them. So you're tying the thing that happened to them to their personhood. Oh, people will be like, oh yeah, but you are who you are because of what happened to you. Now I am who I am despite what happened to me. Despite. And it takes a lot of energy to get to despite. What about those people who things happen to and there's no reason because till today they have not recovered? Was the reason for them to be destroyed? Was the reason for their life to become destitute? Does this grand plan that we keep referring to, this reason, this big cosmic reason we keep referring to, does it exclude those people who haven't survived the things that happened to them? Even though we mean well when we say it, it is a very, very harmful platitude. Please do not be deceived. I have awareness. I know that I cannot control everything. But one thing I know for a fact, when you believe that everything happens for a reason, there's something you're taking away, and that is ownership and agency. But I'll tell you what you can do. This is how I've been able to get through really difficult things. I looked at the difference between looking for meaning and assigning purpose. Okay? When I say everything happens for a reason, then I'm giving away my ownership and my agency and I'm searching for the reason. No. When things happen to me, because it happened to me out of everybody on earth, it happened to Pearl. I decide because I belong to myself. Well, since you have happened to me, now watch. And I do not permit that thing to take on any other shape in my life. Because it's in my life, you have to bow to my agency. You must bow to my authority. When I'm assigning purpose, I'm looking forward, okay? I'm directing my pain. I'm directing the things that have happened to me to serve a purpose in my life. I am deciding what it's going to do for me. And I'll tell you something. When you're assigning purpose, you do not skip grief. You do not skip anger. You do not skip rage. You process it. You feel angry, you're not ashamed of your anger. You own what you feel while at the same time deciding what must be done. Yo, I'm filled with so much love, but do not be deceived. I have a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and I use it well. Okay? I do not disrespect my anger or my rage. I love them. They are creative energy. They have created so much for me. Okay? They've allowed me to have joy too. Because I know how to use them. I know how to spread them. I know where to direct them. I do not deny them. I assign them purpose. I don't look for meaning. Because when you're going out looking for meaning, you start asking questions like, what did I do wrong? Why me? Like, am I unlovable? Am I unworthy? Like, why do I bring terrible things? Why is it only me that horrible things happen to? That thing of seeking meaning puts you in a position where the earth and the sun are somehow, where you've been cosmically picked out for suffering. I don't think so. If I'm walking down the street and I'm walking and suddenly 5 people are shooting, pew, 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 and by chance, a bullet goes through my fucking knee. Babe, how is that my fault? I just happened to be on a path and got shot. I'm not going to go home and be like, oh my God, they hate me. They shot me. Well, I just happen to be in the line of fire. That's how I see it. Oh, you've been cursed. No, I'm not cursed. Who can curse me? The person who can curse me will never be born. And let's just say that, I die at the age of 99 and I realize, hey, there's actually a cosmic plan. Well, I'll be dead by then. But as long as I have breath and I'm on earth, anything that happens to me will be subject to my authority because I belong to myself. I belong to myself. You belong to yourself. Okay, your story is yours. So are you going to be ashamed of it? Are you going to turn it into something that you carry with shame and with fear and with blame? Are you going to own it? Okay, well, this is part of my story. Now watch. Now watch. Where does what go? How does what go? Where, how, when? Yes. Nobody on earth is going to tell me what happened to me will do for me. No, I refuse. I refuse. Okay? I refuse. I thought about it. Some of the things that we experience, they're not your fault. Of course, they're not your fault. They're terrible. They're heavy. They're painful. But then, how sad will it be for me? This is my decision. How sad will it be for me to allow that to destroy my life? No. Okay? And this is not to say that the people who can't come out of stuff, that is their fault that they can't come out of it. No. But I'm just saying that when things happen to you, just know that you can decide what they do for you. Okay? You can decide. I see pain like this. I think pain is open-ended. It hurts a lot, yes, of course. It's terrible. It feels like hell. It feels like death in the moment. But it's open-ended. When something is open-ended, when something has not closed, I get to write the ending because this is my life. One of the things I had to reclaim in my life, not just from my childhood, but just everything, even from religion, was the idea that I belonged to anyone else. Okay? I had to reclaim that thing. So because I was raised religious, I was raised, I'm African, so the basic, usual African way, what happens after you're colonized and sanitized. But that's another conversation. But I was raised in a way that is so, kind of gives your ownership to someone else. I had to reclaim it. I might not be able to control the elements. When I step outside, if the rain falls on me, I will decide what the rain falling on me means and what I would do with it. If I fall on the floor, I will decide what my falling and my standing will mean going forward. I decide. I don't care. Because if I mistakenly, by error, lean into the idea that I've been cosmically singled out, my life is over. Over. That's why you see people, they spend their entire lives praying or seeking something, looking for meaning in people, in things, in places. They're searching, they're begging, tell me who I am. Tell me why me. No, I decide me. Why? Okay? And I'll tell you something. One of the things that helped me with my breakthrough on this topic was I was watching an interview. This was years ago, so I can't remember what it was. But this guy said that one day he was asking himself, why me? He had a very terrible experience. And he kept going, why me, why me, why me? And it dawned on him one day, then who else? He said he realized that when you ask things like, why me? There's this underlying belief that you don't deserve it. That means someone else does. And he checked himself, and of course he doesn't believe he deserves it. So who else would it be if it's not him? And that's when he understood that it was random. Nothing had happened to him because it was him. It just happened. I also gleaned from it, and I thought to myself, I have 3 choices. Number 1, I can decide to become somebody who life happens to. Okay? Or 2, I can decide to be somebody who life happens through. 3, I can decide to be somebody who happens to life. I decided I'll be number 2 and 3. Ain't I a living thing? I'm inevitable because I am alive. I'm also life, living life while being life. You have to become the narrator of your life. Becoming the narrator ends the loop. If you don't write your story, your wounds will write it for you. That is normal. You're not special. Your wounds will write your story for you. If you don't take up the pen, If you don't take up the pen, I'll write that motherfucker yourself. So bring it on. I don't take shit personal. You couldn't tell me that there was something wrong with me. When I was much younger at the beginning, and I believed it because things were happening and it felt like I was the problem. But at some point, you're like, wait. How can I be the problem? When people get to make their decisions themselves, how can I be the problem when I can't control when it rains? I can't be the problem. I had to start looking for a way out so that I can survive. And my way out was deciding that I'm not the problem. Things are just happening. That's how I see it. I'm telling you, adopt this mentality because everything doesn't happen for a reason, but you have the power to assign it a purpose. Let the things that happen to you become things that go to war for you. Because you decide that instead of being poison, they become ammunition. Yeah. You decide that instead of being a cage, you build homes out of them. You decide. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy to decide. It's not. But also wallowing and, being drowned by the things that happen to you is not easy either. Okay? But you see this life that I came to, this one I can remember. Because people be telling me, Pearl, I think this can't be your first life. I fucking don't remember any other life. This is the only life I know. You see, this life that I'm aware of, I'd be damned if someone stole it from me. When I say damned, I'll be damned if I let somebody take my life from me. Try me. Try me. Life knows me. Because that girl, Pearl, I'm like, yeah. That girl, Pearl. She's alive and she is well. She is well. Thank you. If you like what I share on here, you should be subscribed to my newsletter. Hello? Because why not? I talk to you quite often on there. Number 2, if you want deeper and more structured guidance from me, I made the Reclaim practice just for you. 3 deep guided workbooks. You can find them at theneurocosmic.com. All the links are in the description. Go take a look. Okay, moving on.